instant gratification. We're looking for it now, immediately, today. We want what we want when we want it. And the sad part about that is we've learned to expect that. We expect that things are going to be here overnight. I mean, think about online shopping and how that has just exploded, especially during the pandemic. And we expect it to come right away because we want it now. It's kind of sad that that expectation, that mindset for immediate gratification is what so many of us are driven by. And the problem with that is that immediate gratification mindset can lead to destructive things. It certainly can lead to addictions because immediate gratification often results in chemical releases in your brain. Dopamine is released, which causes this almost this rush or this high, this adrenaline, this good feeling. And then you want it more and more. Whether that be the impulsivity related to spending money, or maybe it relates to food. Maybe it relates to binging on TV shows or episodes or a series. Maybe it relates to pornography or online dating. But we have this craving for this excitement, this satisfaction, and we want it today or immediately. It's created a real problem for our society as a whole. It's created a real problem for relationships because for a lot of people in relationships, they have lost their patience with each other. And if their needs aren't being met each and every day or immediately, then they're looking elsewhere, or they give up, they quit on the relationship and don't try harder, longer. Life doesn't always work that way. Freud had it described as the pleasure principle, that people are seeking pleasure, seeking to have rewards, and good things happen all the time. But then there's the reality principle. And that is what really is based on realistic and objective measures and situations, circumstances. Have you ever heard someone say, what do you want for Christmas or for your birthday? And someone replies, I don't really want anything because I have everything. And maybe they mean by that is they don't really need anything. Or maybe what they mean is they've already purchased everything that they need. They don't wait till a special occasion or a holiday because they go out and purchase it right at the time, right when they desire it. It's that immediate gratification. Unfortunately, this mindset and this impulse that many of us have and that society has reinforced. Certainly technology has rewarded this concept by maybe having social media be something that you fixate on, and the number of likes or the number of views becomes the reward, becomes the dopamine that you need released. So the impact can be that we get addicted, that we lose our patience and our perseverance and our tolerance. Our expectations become so high and so unrealistic that we want it all the time, at the same time that we crave it or that we need it. So what do we do about this immediate and instant gratification that we crave? Well, for starters, we need to become more aware of what are our impulses. What are the things that suck us in? What are the things that we're so fixated on? Whether it's material possessions, whether it's beauty, even our weight and our dieting. Some people want a quick fix for that as well. They want to take a pill or have some way of losing the weight immediately. instead of recognizing that it's a gradual process. So what is your impulse or your urge that consumes you? Being aware of the triggers is the first part of making a change. The second thing we can do is we can work on delaying that gratification. It might mean I want to make a purchase, so maybe I wait a day, a week, a month. Maybe I wait until I have enough cash that I can purchase it with cash instead of putting it on a credit card. Or maybe I research the product and I spend some time thinking about the pros and the cons and finding out what is the best product to purchase. And that time delay is helpful, so I don't have to make the purchase today, right now. That can help. Another thing that can be helpful in delaying gratification is setting boundaries, either with someone else or with yourself, to be able to say no to things, not always yes, because the yes to everything is what feeds that immediate gratification. A third thing that we can do is we can find other distractions, other things that give us some joy and happiness that don't require an immediate response. It could be, going for a walk or some form of swimming in a pool or swimming at the beach or sitting at the beach. It doesn't always have to be something that we get immediate satisfaction and gratification from. And sitting with our emotions, because the immediate gratification, the other thing that does is it causes our emotions to go high and low, because we know from our experiences that shiny toy that we just purchased is not going to be so satisfying a week, a month, or a year later. And we're going to need another shiny toy, another purchase to fill that void. So our emotions go up and down. We're excited when we make the purchase, and then over time, the emotions fade to maybe sadness or maybe discontent. And if we can regulate our emotions better, where they're more even, of course there are going to be some ups and downs, but regulating our emotions may also help us in not being so impulsive with our purchases or with our decision making. And recognizing that what matters more than filling this void or feeding this hunger, this impulse, are the relationships that surround us, the people in our lives. And it's not always going to be a high. You're not always going to be so excited to be with this person or that person. It's not always going to be that rush, and that's okay, because that's the way life is. And our exposure today to that immediacy, that wanting it now and getting it now, and our ability to do that is not always a good thing, because it prevents us from learning, from dealing with the negative aspects of life when things don't go well. And it creates a false expectation that when you want something, that you should get it immediately. So consider what your impulses are. Learn ways to delay gratification. Figure out what works for you and what you can do with those impulses and how you can satisfy your needs, but not feel like they need to be satisfied each and every day. Look to people, look to relationships, and not just to things, whether that be money, material possessions, status, popularity. Look to people. Until next time, Dr. Tony Ferretti signing out.